Num 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 num. Good morning, guys. What's happening? Do I look like I lost weight overnight? I don't know. I've been sweating like crazy. It is day 2 of Scorcher. I was gonna pull up some old clips from the movie Scorcher that was on Tropic Thunder with Ben Stiller, but I didn't have enough time. It was a great idea. I didn't have enough time. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But it is a hot one over here, and I'm not complaining at all. At all. We get 9 months of winter over here. And that's no joke. I mean, it seems like I kind of 9 months. So if we could have a week of like extremely hot weather, I'll take it. I'll take it because the rest of the year it's cold. It's cold up here. So it's 81 degrees right now. It's been, I don't think it dipped any lower than that overnight. It's nice. It's really, really nice. And I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. So no complaints. No complaints at all. My allergies are still there, but it's okay. It's good. I think today I'm going to go for a ride. I think I'm going to go hop on the bike and get out of town. That'll be a lot of fun. So if I end a little early, you know why. Oh yeah, going to be hot, hot, hot. What is it going to be today? I think it's going to get up to like 95, but it's going to feel like 100. I'm down with it. Oh, no. Okay, so today's one of the milder days. It's only going to get up to 87. But we're in the excessive heat warning until 8 p.m. on Friday. Friday. So there we go. Hell yeah. You lost in the Harley. Hell yeah, that's right, man. And unfortunately, I wear, typically when I ride, I wear all black. I'm going to try to do better. And then my bike's all blacked out. So it's going to be a hot ride. It's going to be a hot ride. I'm not going to want to let off the throttle and go anything less than like 60 mile an hour. So I'll have to do some rolling stops. But yeah, that's what I have planned for today. Yesterday I was outside for a little bit. It was nice and warm out there. Kids got in the pool finally. We grilled out, which was kind of dumb. I mean, it's 100 degrees out, and should you really be standing next to a fire? I don't know. I don't think about things. I just do them. It was a good meal too. But I got to get back to my projects. My wife's like, if you're going to go outside, do something fun and don't do any work. I'm like, why? She's like, because if you die of heat stroke, I want you to be having fun. Oh, my wife. She's so silly. So I'm supposed to refrain from the outdoor projects. So I've been doing a lot of stuff inside the last few days. And I even found time to read. What? My wife got me 2 books for Father's Day. One is the novelized version of the Indiana Jones movies. I haven't cracked that one yet. Right now I'm working on the Sherlock Holmes book, which has like 12 different stories that they're handpicked, whatever. I haven't read a lot of these since I was a kid. Some of them I've never read. So I read a lot when I was a kid, but I read a lot of Sherlock Holmes when I was a kid. Sherlock Holmes and Encyclopedia Brown those were my guys. So now I'm kind of revisiting that, and it's a lot of fun, but I can't sit for too long. So I read for like an hour and I was done, but I got through a story and a half. So I'm good there. Tank top cruise CJ style. 100 degrees is barbecue weather. Yeah, you don't even need a barbecue at that point. You just put the meat right on the asphalt and and flip it, and you're good to go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What is Dr. Livesey? Is that goofy character with the big hair and the glasses from Adult Swim or whatever? I was going to Google that, but by the time I read it was already time to hit the button and do my thing. So I'm interested in knowing what that actually is. What happened between yesterday and now? Anything happen overnight? Anything big? I watched the Subnuke play the console version of Valorant yesterday. Has anybody played it? Has anybody played Valorant on console? Has anyone else besides Subnuke and I think Penguin was in there yesterday? Anybody play the console version of this game? Oh, he's a homie from 1988 Treasure Island, I think. Oh, I got you. I got you. Well, maybe I need to figure that out. Maybe I need that. So I was watching Subnuke and Penguin play this last night. My stance on this game still hasn't changed. It's just Counter-Strike with powers. So at the end of the day, I think they decided that it was Counter-Strike with Overwatch. But it's so hard to watch because there's no aim assist, and this game is all about headshots. And trying to watch them peek corners and trying to get their cursor on it's a mess. And immediately the first thing that came to my mind is people with Cronuses or the Zins using mouse and keyboard are going to absolutely destroy this game. They're going to ruin it for everybody. Because he who has a mouse will win. But it looks good. It looks and runs good on the current consoles. So that's a start, right? But we'll see how long that goes. Other than that, what else? Nothing else. Nothing really happened overnight. I'm checking there's no game news. It's been pretty quiet on the front. There's nothing really happening out there. I went this morning and started looking to see if there's any new Game Pass games. I'm not seeing anything there. Oh, I lied. It just updated. Still Wakes the Deep. What is this? Does anybody know about this? It's Christmas 1975. The celebrations are cut short as a disaster strikes an oil rig off the Scottish mainland. Traverse the rig to save your crew from otherworldly horror. Oh, is this a TPP? Oh, it's a first-person horror game. Oh, this actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to install that. Boop. Small. It's a very, very short game. Main story, 4 hours. And between 6 and 10. Between 6 and 10 if you're going for all the Chivos. All the Chivos. Valor has one of the best anti-cheats out there. They've already posted screenshots of bans from doing just that. Good. Well, they're going to have to do that. And that's probably why it's going to remain in beta for a while. Until they can verify that. See, so here's the thing. So every company out there, every publisher has said that you can't 100% shut down these Zims and Cronuses. I'm not a developer. I don't really know anything about it. I don't even know how you would go about even trying to figure out if these things were connected. You'd have to go off of like anomalies, I guess, that don't correlate to human input. But I mean, PUBG couldn't pull it off. Call of Duty can't pull it off. Apex can't pull it off. So let's see if these guys can do it differently or do it right. Because no matter what, they're going to be able to shut down some of them, but I doubt they're going to be able to shut all of them down. And I think it's going to be a mess. I think that for the first couple of months, if they ever come out of beta, there's going to be a lot of finger pointing and a lot of cheat. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, they pretty much already dominated the PC market, so it makes sense that they would go to consoles. But trying to get people to play that game, that's another one of those games I don't think has any business being on a controller. And I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be a PC's better than. No, I'm just saying this particular game is another one like PUBG, Hell Let Loose. These are just games that don't really, unless you're going to add some aim assist to them, they don't really make sense to be playing with a controller. I don't care what, I mean, put it on console and then make it mouse and keyboard only. That's what I would do. But I don't know. I'm not the company, so it's their decisions. I'm just a guy that knows things. I'm just the guy that likes to talk about things. So I don't know. In my opinion, I think that it's probably not a good move. But who knows? Who knows? It's another free-to-play game. Doesn't cost anything to get in there and try it, so we'll see. When you find on PC, they are celebrating the industry for it. Oh yeah, absolutely. They've been doing phenomenal. They're one of the #1 competitive shooters out there. This is the game that, remember 2 years ago when I was trying to find something else to play, and there was someone in our group was very adamant about I had to play this game, and I played it for days, and it was boring to me. It was just Counter-Strike with powers. I'd rather play Counter-Strike. Pat Pat stayed on it for a little while. He was really enjoying it, and then he just kind of like, But I mean, it's a great game. There's a lot of people out there that love it, but I swore an oath that I wasn't going to play Counter-Strike anymore, and this game kind of fits that bill. It's not for me. It's too competitive, and I can't get back in that mode again. I'm trying to enjoy my golden years, man. So we'll see how that game goes. We'll keep a close eye on it and see how it does. There is another free-to-play game coming out. And now I just lost it. Thought I had it written down, but I don't. There's so the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, is going to be a lot of early access game, betas, play tests. There's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm trying to get involved in as much as I can. One of the games is kind of well known, and I'm a part of that in a certain aspect, I guess. I'll talk more about that when there's more to talk about. Right now, it's just kind of preliminary steps and getting things set up. And as far as extraction shooters, going to be a lot of stuff coming out this year. There's still things being talked about and new things being brought out at like almost every day. It seems like there's check out this new game that's coming out in August. Check out this new game. There's a lot of stuff happening, especially in the PC world. It's going to be a good year for games. It's going to be hard to nail me down on a certain game right now, as of right now. Gray Zone is still my game. I got to get together with a squad. I got to find a squad to play that game with. So that has to sit on the back burner for now. I tried revisiting Hell Let Loose. The magic just isn't there anymore. Again, if you could put together a squad of 6 guys that and everyone's, talking and having a good time, that's when that game is fun. But trying to play with randos that want to tell you how to drive a fucking tank and yelling at you is not fun. It's not fun. So I jumped into Gray Zone last night for a little bit. I haven't been on there in 2 weeks, and they did fix some of the stutter, some of the rubber banding. It's actually not as bad, and the frames for me are about the same, but the rubber banding, the server issues are getting better, much better. But again, it's just they got to figure out this AI. They got to figure something out with the AI. I don't mind them being crack shots, but them turning on a dime and hip firing you in the head every fucking time gets really old. Really old. They got to dial it down a little bit. If they're not going to pull up to ADS, they can't be that accurate. They can hit me in the body, that's fine. But headshots, I just for a solo, it's not a good time. Not a good time out there. We've got what else is coming out here? Hold on, I'm going to go right down my wish list because I wanted to address some of these games that haven't really been talked about in a while. Grit, that was a third party or TPP battle royale Western game. It's like kind of like if Red Dead Redemption was a BR. I remember seeing Shroud play this a couple years ago. They still claim it's coming soon. We'll see. I haven't seen any news on that in a long time. I think it's vaporware at this point. Enlisted. That's still kind of a big joke around the office. We the People. We the People is another one of these extraction shooters that I think this is the one that has zombies in it. Yes, it's a looter shooter extraction shooter with zombies. This one looks a little interesting. Again, no information on it. We haven't seen anything since when was the last bit of info dropped on this game? I don't know. It's been a while. I put it in my list back in November, I want to say, and that's probably the last time I got any information on it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been in my list since July 16 of last year. We're almost a full year, and I haven't really heard or seen any information on this game. So I another one of those games that might just get lost. But if I didn't have my wish list, if I didn't have it on the wish list, I would completely forget about it. Body cam came out. That was kind of a mess. I mean, there's 2 guys building that game, and I think they've done a pretty damn good job for just 2 people. But it's $33, and I don't see that being a thing. Kind of bummed about that one. I was really looking forward to that game. There's another looter shooter called Naquan Lost Paradise. That one, again, no information since November. Project Elite, which the more time goes on, that game seems like it might be a scam. We'll see. And then Arena Breakout. I don't know what I don't know what to say about this game. I was invited to the beta or the play test, and then I didn't use my code within a certain amount of time, even though there was nothing in the email that said I had to use it. When I went to go use it, it said it had already been used. So I emailed them to get another one. They said, yeah, sure. As soon as the next batch goes out, we'll give you a code. Nothing. I went to Twitch. I watched it. I did it twice where I watched for an hour, redeemed my code, didn't get anything. Nothing. So no matter what I do, I cannot get into that game. So that one's out for me. That one's out. And then Delta Force Hawk Ops. I still think it's a stupid name, but this game is starting to kind of shape up to be something that looks interesting. And I'm seeing a lot of comparisons between Battlefield and some other games. So we'll see how that one plays out. That's coming soon. That will probably see a play test for late July. So we're about a month, 6 weeks out, and we'll be able to partake in that game as well. Meanwhile, Xfil, I streamed that for you guys. I'm still an internal play tester for this game, and they've been dropping a bunch of updates here and there, but it's hard to line up with these guys to play games. It's always some weird last minute time frames for a couple of hours. I'm always busy doing something. So I'm still trying to be involved in that game, and I think that's going to shape up to be something really special. But their roadmap is for like 2 years. So that game's got a long, long ways to go. Long ways to go. Scam games are the worst. Absolutely they are. Absolutely. So that kind of brings us back to nothing. Nothing. I have a bunch of goofy games in here. I've been like single player games I've been looking to play. There's just not a whole lot out there in the landscape right now. But it's kind of what we've seen. Is Smokey here? Smokey was here. So we got to get some games again, man. We gotta get our crew together and start working on some Gray Zone for sure. Lighting in here is, there you go, better. There you go. Okay. Harley Johnstone, what's going on with your inversion table? What? What's an inversion table? What be that? Oh, wait, you're not. Always upside down getting blood to his head. 19,000 beat that thing. I feel like I'm being trolled at this point. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what an inversion table is. And God bless that guy that's doing whatever he's doing. That sounds pretty rough. Pretty rough. Desiree, let me know a night and I'll be there. Okay. I'm seeing that there's a lot of people that are still streaming the game. And they're getting close to the end game task. I'm still stuck at, I think, 98. But I haven't played the game in 2 weeks, so it's just been kind of sitting there. It's kind of sitting there chilling. And then I did try, I downloaded and tried a couple of different games here that are, there's an update for that one. Isanzo, which is basically it's Battlefield 1 with Hell Let Loose, World War I. Interesting game. That one is 100% a one-shot game. Like, if you get shot in your limbs, you'll survive, but anywhere on the torso, you're dead. One shot. It's another one of those cringe game. Well, I wouldn't say cringe, but it's one of those games where you're nervous, anxiety through the roof, because every corner you peek could be instant death. Instant. Yeah, Italian Hell Let Loose. Yeah, but World War I. But Hell Let Loose is kind of, their game modes are way different. This is more like Battlefield. It's like Battlefield 1. Basically, it's just kind of I wouldn't say it's a knockoff, but if you ever played Battlefield 1, this is very similar to that. It's just a more slower paced Hell Let Loose TTK Battlefield 1. The game modes and everything are more in line with Battlefield. But that TTK, man, that's 100% hell let loose. It's not a bad game. I played it for a little bit. Like I said, I got kicked out of a couple servers, but, you know, whatever. That's my life. And then, oh yeah, Callisto Protocol. I still recommend that game, especially if you don't have to pay for it. I wouldn't recommend buying the game. It's not worth it. But since it's in Game Pass, it's available on both PC and Xbox. I 100% agree with the people out there that say it's worth a one-time play. Don't buy the game, but play through it at least one time and enjoy it. There's fun to be had there. It's just not much of a replay value, and the game is, I don't know, it's 10 hours long maybe. I mean, there's some longevity there when it comes to, it's not a quick playthrough, but if you like Dead Space, that's a good game to play. So those are the Beatdowns recommendations, and I'm gonna give this game a shot later. Secret mode still wakes the deep. This kind of reminds me of like a Resident Evil type game, but first person. Stuck on a rig. Stuck on an oil rig, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. It's very, very short, though, only 4 hours. 4 hours long. But looks interesting. I'm gonna definitely tear that out later. Like there you go. So this is to the point now where I'm going to ask you guys. I usually always ask you guys, but does anybody have any recommendations? Are there any games I'm missing that you guys know what I like to play? Pretty much anything. Is there anything out there I've missed? Anything out there that may be interesting that I should pick up and give a shot? That doesn't cost an arm and a leg, obviously. For the zombie fan, only on PC, try Scur Ritual. Oh, I played that one. Yeah. That's a lot like call it COD Zombies and what was the other game? I can't think of it. There's another zombie game from yesteryear it's kind of similar to. But yeah, during the last PC Fest or whatever it was, FPS Fest, I think I gave that one a shot. Not bad. I have another one in here that I need to try called Haunted Bloodlines. That's another demo. Mine are the good duty zombies. Yeah, that was my problem. I'm just not much of a zombies guy. COD zombies. Now, like Left 4 Dead, those games were incredible. I love those. I played those with my boys all the time when they were little. We loved. If I got home early on a certain day, and Dad, you want to play some zombie? Let's go. We run up to their room and we play zombies for hours. It was a good time. I miss those days with the kids. But yeah, I prefer the Left 4 Dead type of game. Back 4 Blood is another one I enjoy, but it wasn't the same. It didn't have the same magic that Left 4 Dead had. But still, good game. Still a good game. What else do I have on here? I think that's it, man. I've got nothing. I'm running out of things to talk about. I got nothing to play. That's why I started reading books. Maybe I should start doing a podcast on books. Would that be fun and exciting? Let's see what we have here on the old list today. All right, so these were a couple of games that I was looking into. And the wife and I just got done watching a show called Killing Eve. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. There's one of the main character. Her name is Villanelle. She's the murderer. She's the assassin. Okay, her real name is Jodie Comer, and she is a very gifted actress. Amazing. She's been in a handful of things recently, but because I think that show is blowing up on Netflix, she's starting to blow up a little bit. So I just found out that the Alone in the Dark game that came out recently, David Harbour is the main character, and then there was a lady with him that I've never heard of. Now I know who she is. It's Jodie Comer. She's actually in the game as well. Now you got my interest. Because she's a great actress, so I want to see how this game plays out. I haven't played a Alone in the Dark game since the mid-90s. Has anybody played the Alone in the Dark remix or remaster? Remaster. I've been listening to a lot of music too. Is it any good? Does anybody like it? I figure that would be right up some of your guys' alley. I'm gonna try to pick that up cheap. I'm gonna go to CD keys and I'm gonna see if I can grab that. And maybe we can run through that. I also heard this. Oh yeah, this was the other thing. Atomic Heart. Now, people have been recommending this game to me. I have actually downloaded it 3 times, started the game, got 15 minutes into it, and then just, I don't know, I got bored or whatever happened. I still haven't played this game. It looks amazing. It looks great. It has a BioShock vibe to it. It's one, again, that people have been, you got to play. Just give it a shot. It's on Game Pass. They did a big update to it recently. Maybe added some ray tracing, a few other things to make it look purty. I think I'm going to have to do that game as well. But doing a playthrough of that, I'm definitely going to be doing that during stream. Ross are so hot. Would you guys be interested in watching a stream of that? Because I'm running out of PvP games. I know everybody wants to see PvP and this and that, but I'm seeing a rise in streamers that are variety streamers and people that play like solo campaign. I'm seeing a rise in these types of streams, and that's kind of got my attention because that's, if I don't have a squad, which I normally don't in the morning, these are the types of games I like to play. So I think that this would probably be the best. And then Cyberpunk, I've never played that. I played about halfway on the Series X, but I've never played the entire game, especially after the new update that they did on PC. So I'm thinking about picking that game up and playing through that as well. And then Hunt Showdown. Oh yeah. Played that a little bit on console. It was okay. Again, you got to have you want to have a crew. I was thinking about picking that up on PC as well. So I got a lot of ideas rattling around up here right now. So that'd be interesting. I don't think that game's for me. Let's see. I have a few mornings a week that I could play. Just got to coordinate it. There you go. Okay. Do you have access to these games, Metal? I'm going through a lot of, so a lot of the conversations we have, especially when we have a lot of activity in the morning and we're talking about games, we're getting all excited. I write a lot of stuff down to revisit later. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm going through a lot of the stuff we had written down in previous conversations. I don't know where that one came from. That's hilarious. I'm supposed to, I have a note to myself to create an emote for Pornhub quality control. I don't remember the context of that conversation, but that is gold, baby. That is gold. We're gonna make that later today. Do Game Pass Ultimate and have a few PC games in the library, still low level, and okay. I've been playing The Crew, Motorfest, just another Forza type game. Yeah, the racing games. I never really got into racing games and fighting games. Those are two genres that I have zero interest in. Now, like when we go watch Eagle Chow in his racing rig. Now that's interesting to me. That's kind of, but I don't, without being able to sit in the, with the steering wheel and actually shifting and stuff, playing a racing game with a controller is just, for me, is, I don't know. It's just not fun. But man, if I could get a rig like his, I mean, that thing's legit. He's got 3 screens wrapped around him. I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, we'll figure out some games, Metal. Let's see. Alone in the Dark. We've already covered that one. The Marathon trilogy that can't be a thing. Anyhow. Oh, that's okay. I was gonna do a playthrough of the Marathon games. I thought that, okay, so I was hoping, I didn't know it's not realistic, but I was really hoping that Bungie was going to announce their Marathon game, the reboot or whatever they consider it, at the last Xbox showcase or whatever, but it didn't happen, and it's probably a little too soon. That's a game we're probably not going to see until 2026, from what I understand, because they're changing it from an FPS like Doom style game to a extraction shooter, from what I understand. So that'll be interesting. But I was gonna play through it the old school. I actually built a virtual machine that plays Windows 98 games, and I have a handful of games that I used to play back in the day. And I'm trying to get one that does Macintosh as well. I'm working on. I do a lot of emulation with my computer to play older games and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. I have a good time doing it. So that's another one that I was going to do. And then, oh yeah, the card games. We're looking for new card games as well to do alongside Jackbox. That's another thing I've been working on, is trying to put something else together to do more community nights where everyone can kind of get involved and have fun. Playing the. Yeah, notice Doctor wears a blue jacket to his. All right, so I'm supposed to watch the movie and find this guy. Harm's Way, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are, like, our conversation is a little light today. I don't have a whole lot to, nothing really has happened. Usually I have good talking points. Then I watched the show last, I don't want to get into politics, but I watched some show last night that was kind of, it was a downer, big downer. So I don't want to get into that. That's one thing I want to refrain from on this. We get enough politics in our day-to-day lives. This is kind of an escape from that. And, but I still got some information from last night rattling around in my head, and it's tripping me up. But there's not a whole lot of, we're back to the game horizon again. We're back to games in general. Like, there's just, I don't know if it's me. Like, I ask my kids, because they know me best when it comes to games. Like, am I just becoming an old man where everything sucks? They're like, no, games out there are trash. My youngest son, he plays nothing but Counter-Strike. Nothing but Counter-Strike. He loves it. And he dabbles in newer games, but he always goes back to Counter-Strike because that's where the competition is. That's where the fun is. That's where he has a blast. And I agree, because when I was his age, Counter-Strike was life. That's all I did. Besides raise kids, and all my spare time was Counter-Strike. And then my older son, he plays a lot of Rust, again, an older game. Or Fortnite, those are his games. My daughter plays Roblox and Fortnite. So there's not a whole lot of new game playing in the house. And so it's not just me. There's just, I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of games, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of games, and there's new games coming out every other day. But as far as like good games, not a lot of anything out there. We get games that come out that are fun for a couple weeks, couple days, and then they fizzle out. But we don't really get any games that when they come out, they're like, people want to play them for months and months and months. Call of Duty, but that's we try to leave that out of conversation. That's a whole different cancer. That's something totally different over there. But I can't think of any game that's come out recently. X Defiant numbers are down because people are just kind of, we played it, move on. Hell Let Loose, of course, but I mean that's they always get influxes of people because they do like free to play weekends and things like that. And I think now that Game Pass has come and gone, that's kind of slowing down as well. I don't know. I just and I hate to think that I'm just a hard guy to please when it comes to games, because I've played so many games over the last 40 years of my life. I don't know. It just seems like we produce them and we just pump them out there too fast. There's no quality control anymore. There's no testers. Like, they test for bugs, I think, but they don't test for fun. They don't test for fun anymore. There's no, I don't know. All the levels look the same. All the characters look the same. They save money by rendering the trolls from level 3 a different color. That's how I feel right now. Everything sucks. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Like, I love games. I love playing games. It's my favorite. It's my favorite pastime. But I'm a techie. That's what I do. Like, if I'm not in here playing games, I'm usually outside working on computers or doing other things. And I don't know. But right now, it's the name of the game's being outside because, again, I have probably 2 good months, and then we're going to be right back indoors while it snows and blizzards outside. Then I get back into games again. So maybe it's just because the time of year it is. Like I just want to move. I need a game that I can play on a treadmill. That's what I need. What do they call those for the VRs? The infinity walkway or whatever they're like. You strap yourself in and you wear these little booties and so you can walk in any direction, but you're standing still. So in the game, you're moving around. I need one of those setups. So I could just be constantly on my feet, moving around, playing games. Watch me drop 30 pounds real fast. Speaking of games, we won game 5. Game 5. That's how I feel right now. Plenty of games I don't want to play. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the landscape's got all the games I don't want to play. But whenever I see something that catches my attention, or really anything, even Game Pass, like Game Pass, when something new comes to Game Pass, I download it, I check it out, or sometimes I find a good one. Like the Hellblade games are fantastic. This new one here that I keep saying, probably butchering the name, Isanzo. Great, that's a great fun game. But again, there's no comms. With the twice I played it, there's zero communication between anybody, and then I got kicked from both servers, so whatever. Celtics NBA. Oh, nice! Congrats, man. I don't keep. It seems like every time we go to a sports bar, the wife and I, whenever we go to like any of the places we like to frequent, all the screens, it's always golf. Everything's golf. Everywhere we went, when we took our vacation last week, and we were out eating all the time. Well, not all the time, but anyhow, for every meal, typically we were at a restaurant, right? And every place we went was golf. Every screen had golf on it. I'm like, what is this shit? Can't we get something else besides golf? Joe Mazzulla, head coach, is from Rhode Island. Nice. And yeah, I think so too. But man, it just seems like every time we go someplace, big money involved. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too consumer focused. If they made a good game that people were satisfied with, the longer they sell less. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Just keep cranking shit out there, so people like myself that get bored with things after a week or two have something to do, have something to spend our money on. Yeah, it was the U.S. Open. Yep. All right, mug 2. We're moving on to the next one. Somebody else. Here's another one from 2 weeks ago, I do believe, when we were looking at what was going to be coming soon. We had the Next Fest body cam game, the Xbox showcase, and then the Delta Force reveal, which we didn't really get much of. It wasn't much of a reveal, but still, we got some information. People were telling me to look into Soul Mask. I looked into Soul Mask. Not a game for me. I appreciate it. I watched Shroud play it, and I watched a few other little videos and things on it, and that's not really a game I'd be interested in. That is something nice, though, about the whole streaming scene, is that before you buy a game, you can definitely go watch a handful of different people play the game to see if it's something that you like. And I think Shroud and myself, I can relate to Shroud's gaming habits a little bit more than other streamers. He's kind of like, I don't know, the games that he seems to like are the games I seem to like. I mean, granted, he's a fucking million times better at them, but when he's playing a game that he's excited about, and it's not because he's been sponsored to play a game for a day or two, that's where you see a lot of fun. The only thing I never really got into that he seems to enjoy is the finals. Finals just wasn't for me. After they made all those weird changes and they kind of screwed the game up, I'm out. But I see he's been he's been doing a lot of competitions, tourneys in that game, and he's pretty goddamn good. But he's also the human aim bot, so. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Has anybody ever played the game Prey on the 360? Fantastic, fantastic game. The multiplayer was amazing because you could get like, you could walk vertically. So you could walk up on walls and ceilings and go through like portals to go to other areas of the map. And oh my God, it was, I don't know why that game didn't do any better than it did. But when that thing came out, it was incredible. I played through it twice. I have it on here and I forgot. I need to move this to a different list. I was going to do a complete playthrough of that game because I would love to play it again. It was amazing. Had some good music in it too. Uncle Ted. In the bar in the very beginning before all the shit hits the fan, you can go to the jukebox and play different music and stuff. And I'd always play Ted Nugent. Wander around. That was, I wish they would have came up with a sequel for that game. It was so fucking good. So that's on my list. So I got a couple things I got to do today. I have to make an emote for Pornhub quality control. And I got to do a couple playthroughs of some games. But that one 100%, I should start installing it now. Shroud, I've been watching him play Val and XD the last 2 days with Nade. Deadside, Robin Hood, Trepang 2, Beautiful Light, El Paso, Elsewhere, Sulaco, Stalker 2, Blight, The Lost Wild, Road to Vostok, Transience, Survivors, and Soul Mask, all on my wish list. I'm not sure if Dead List or Robin Hood. I haven't heard either one of those. Trepang 2, that's been out. That's been out, and you actually I think it's even available on Xbox. As a matter of fact, it is. That game is usually on sale for between $15 and $20 on third-party sites like CD Keys. Boop. There you go. Go take a look. But that's another game that's on my list here that I haven't finished. I made it through like level 2 and I just never finished it. I have a handful of games I need to finish. That's the other thing. Beautiful Light. I think that one's been out too. I think there's actually 2 of them. Isn't that the one that was made by one guy to show off the power of the Series X or is it Infinite Memory? Bright Memory, Infinite Memory. Maybe those are the ones I'm thinking of. Stalker 2, hell yeah. That comes out in September 5th to be exact. I'll be playing that one. That Stalker 2 is interesting because it looks like they've meshed with Metro. It looks more Metro than it does Stalker. So I'm really, really excited to see how that game comes together because the Metro series is amazing. And Metro Exodus is one of my top 5 favorite games. Amazing, amazing game. And I did play through that with you guys a few months back. Blight, The Lost Wild, Road to Vostok. I played that demo. I streamed it for you guys last year or the year before, and there was nothing there. It was a small section of a map with like 4 or 5 houses on it, and then you had to go into the menu and activate the AI, and they would just pop up wherever. And then so we would just kind of sneak around, kill a couple of bots, and then turn it back on again. And there wasn't much there. But people are telling me that they've seen newer video or gameplay of it and it's looking better. So one guy making road and had to port it all to a different engine way further now. Okay, good. Yeah, I know there was a newer supposedly there was a newer beta or demo, but when I downloaded the demo, it was the same one I had played the year before. So I must be missing where that demo is at, but either way, it doesn't matter. Well, that's probably off in the horizon. We'll just keep an eye on it. Transience, Terminator Survivor sounds interesting. And a Soul Mask. Yeah, that one's I can't something about powers and abilities. I'm more of a mill sim guy. Or a more realistic down to earth guy, unless you're talking about Halo. I just the Lil Dicky, love your show, man. Dave. I forgot what I was gonna say. Looking good. Terminator Survivors is one of the top ones I'm waiting for. Survival with Terminator Universe and Modern Weapons. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, these are all games I have to look a little further, but I haven't heard any of these. They must be in early, what would you call that? Not early access, but early previews, early looks. My bad. I looked it up. Got Nade, Scump, and Shroud all mixed up. How'd you do that? I'm not sure who Nade is, but Scump is a COD pro. Probably the most well-known COD pro around. Just because he's won so much. Phase, 100 Thieves, all confusing. Yeah, I don't really look into, I don't really know who's who or what's what when it comes to the pro gaming scene. I don't really pay attention to that. Nade Shot? Oh, I know who Nade Shot is. I know who Nade Shot is. I had to go back to that. So you're saying Valorant. That's okay. Wait. Valorant and XD, so I assume you're saying Valorant and X Defiant. Yeah, I've been watching him play the last couple of days, the finals, just to see what I've been missing. Not really much, but I mean, it's ridiculous when that guy plays because he just doesn't get excited. He's just so over gaming, but he's so good he can't stop. Like he never gets excited. Never gets excited. This guy could pull off a fucking clutch like you've never seen before, and he's just like, oh, okay. Well, I gotta go get some more coffee, guys. I'll be right back. It's like we be celebrating, jumping up and down, and oh my god, I can't believe I pulled that off. And he's just like, it is what it is. Shroud is the man. Check out Terminator Survivors on Steam. Black screen. Black screen. Love it. What do I have on here? I do have a Terminator. Oh, Terminator Resistance. That came highly recommended from somebody. That's been on here for a little while. There we go. Planned release date, October 24th, 2024. There you go. Who's making this game? Nacon Studio Milan. Play a survivor in an open world set after Judgment Day where you, a loner and co-op scavengers. Oh, I have heard about this one because it doesn't take place in the future when this takes place after the bomb drops. The immediate. Yeah. So you have to deal with other scavengers, other survivors, and the robots that are just starting to be. Yeah, I have seen this before. I have seen that. Yep. One of the best single player games I've played. Terminator hunts you randomly as you're playing. That'll be interesting. I might have to check that one out. Nacon. What are they known for? Nothing. They're known for cricket games, Blood Bowl. I've heard of the Blood Bowl games. Test Drive, Steel Rising, Garden of Life, War Hospital, Overpass, Solitaire. They make a lot of Hell Is Us, Welcome to Paradise. The name sounds familiar, but I guess I don't recognize any of these games. So that'll be interesting. Okay. So there we go. We've got what was the other one that you had? Something. Oh, Robin Hood. Is that? I assume that's a Steam game. Oh, Jesus Christ! There's 1,000 Robin Hood games. Wow. The most recent one? Oh my God, there's so many Robin Hood games. The most recent one is Sherwood Builders. This came out February of this year. It's an action-adventure RPG with base building elements where you take on the role of a classic hero who stands up to tyranny and injustice. The Hunt Sherwood. Fight, craft, steal. Oh, you lost me at craft. Fight, craft, steal, and of course, help the local people grow and prosper. Third person RPG builder. I mean, it looks beautiful. The game looks incredible. Unreal Engine 5 is amazing. And I posted a story there the other day. About Unreal Engine 5 and how things are going to, start changing. And that this is what I was talking about a couple days before that, was how this new engine is going to be harder to work with, but the end results are going to be amazing. So for the next couple of years, I think there's going to be a lot of struggle to get games to optimize properly, to run properly, things like that. And for the consoles to be able to render some of these games. So, it's an RPG. RPG. So any game going to Unreal Engine 5 is going to it's going to look great, but it's probably not going to play the best until these devs can get in there and really figure this engine out. Now, anything that comes out by Epic is going to look fine because, they built the engine, so they know how to optimize it better. So, like we're seeing with Gray Zone Warfare, games are going to be a little spotty. They're going to be fantastic, but unless you're running a pretty beefy PC, it's not going to run the best. And which means that consoles are going to have a really, really hard time playing it. But it's for the better, right? For us to move forward, we have to take our lumps. So Sherwood Builders. Okay, I'm looking at that one right now. And then there was one other one that you had talked about. Beautiful Light. Oh, yeah. This is that tack. Yeah. I remember this one. Yep. I remember this one. I think I took it. I did. I had this on my list. I took it off my list because of something. Something happened. And oh, that's right. It's a horror extraction shooter. That was my problem with the other one as well. Yeah, this is it's a nighttime horror. Yeah, I had this on my list. That's why it sounds familiar. I took it off my wish list because I don't know. But interesting. Very interesting. Ready to escape? Good morning. How you doing? I was looking and waiting on Beautiful Light. If it's not a scam game, looks good. Yeah, it's like a extraction looter shooter with zombies type deal. I've been looking for a fun arena shooter game to play. I don't know if you guys remember, I played, was it Tribes? I think Tribes 3. It was interesting. I had played it before way back in the days. It was like the fastest paced game, and it's a huge map, and you're just like sliding and skating and skiing everywhere and shooting people while you're in the air and then hitting your landing. And then, yeah, it was a fun game. And I had a little bit of fun with it, but I don't see that being a game that I could play long term, Fun arena shooter, not sure. I don't think Valorant isn't an arena shooter. Valorant is a slow-paced, tactical, Counter-Strike-ish game with powers. So Valorant is fun. Yeah, I remember we all played. I think actually, you know what, Stats? I think when I was streaming it, you played it with me. There was a couple, because we played it for a couple of days, because there was a member of the community that's no longer a member of the community anymore, who was very adamant about I had to play this game. If I was going to make it anywhere in streaming, I was going to do anything with my life, I had to play this game. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I play the game. I'm like, it's just Counter-Strike. No, this is better, way better than Counter-Strike. Okay. So I keep playing. It's just Counter-Strike with powers. No, this is way better than that. I'm like, okay, it's still. So I remember playing with, I think it was Stats, Pat for sure, that one guy. And I think that was it. It's just, for me, it's just Counter-Strike with powers, and I couldn't do it. Because I knew as soon as it grabbed hold of me and I really started to enjoy that game, it was over. It was over. But yeah. When we were playing, I did have fun with it. I did have fun with it. It was a very, very difficult game to play after not playing Counter-Strike for so long. My son played it for a little while as well. The Counter-Strike guy, he played it for a little bit with his friends, but then he just decided, he's like, it's just the powers are just too much. There's just too much going on there, and he went back to Counter-Strike, and that's where he's been. So it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. I just can't play those games anymore. Stats. Good morning. How you doing? I played it on PC for a bit. There you go. Good morning. Penguin, stop calling it Val. It's Valorant. Just say Valorant, man. It's Valorant. You confused me with that the other day too. You call it Valor or something like that. And there was a game I used to play. It was something of Valor, and I used to play it back in the day. And I was like, oh, they're making it. Penguin's always out here trying to confuse me, man. Did the Valorant console last night? I did. It's been since March. I've been playing GTA. Yeah, Stats is gone. Stats is so far gone right now. she's been sucked into the GTA world. I might just have to do that myself. Maybe that's the play. Maybe I just need to get into a role-playing server and then just lose myself, and then boom, that's it. I'm that guy from now on. It's very slow paced, and TTK is basically one shot. Yeah, one shot, headshot. Don't aim for the body. Don't aim for the body. It's Counter-Strike. Headshots. That's all you want to hit. I was told to stay away from the Valorant because for some reason those lobbies are absurdly political. I don't know. Just get the hang of it in higher level lobbies. It moves much faster. Yeah, the rounds don't last very long, but it's all about peeking, holding those corners, headshots everywhere. I mean, that's why I was explaining to Subnuke last night. Like when you're playing this game, you got to think of it like SWAT mode on Halo. It's just that you're going to get one chance, you're going to get one quick shot, and it's got to be a headshot. You can hit him in the body all day long, but it's not going to do jack shit. You have to hit him in the head. One headshot, that's it. Done. Once you figure that out, but again, with a controller, it's going to be very hard. But we'll see as time goes on. We'll see how things go. I'm gone. Yes, you are, Stats. She's out. That's it. That's all she wrote. I finished up with a positive KD at the end of the night. I am in 2 servers now. And yeah, I can't deal with both servers. Yeah, there you go. You got to pick one now. It's a hard choice. Which server do you want to be on? To be fair though, since it won't be crossed with mouse and key, it's always be controller versus controller. Right. But what I'm saying is, yeah, it doesn't matter. It just seems really hard on a console without a bunch of settings, controller adjusting. It's one of those games I don't think a controller, I don't know. They should have released it on console for the people that don't have the, but I mean, again, this game you could play, it doesn't take much to play this game. You could play it on really any graphics card. So if you don't have a PC, if you don't have a PC at all, playing it on console is an option, but I think they should have had mouse and keyboard support for consoles so they could play it properly. Tweak my settings a bit, and then I'm starting to tweak it. The game about who's quicker and more tactical in a controller without aim assist just seems horrible. That's what I'm saying, brother. But I think as I was watching, I noticed that a lot of people they're playing it like COD. They don't, because I don't think a lot of people have played Counter-Strike, so they're not really familiar with the gameplay. But it was a lot of who has the, who can throw more bullets down range, and it was just a spray fest. Instead of taking quick tactical shots at the head like most Counter-Strike players do, it was a lot of just running and gunning, and yeah, it was different watching it from my perspective. And it was weird kind of watching people kind of like play it differently, but then kind of slowly kind of fall into line of how to play it. It was different. It's very cartoony. Yeah. That's the gimmick though. That's the thing. I'll stick to PC. Yeah, exactly. That's one of those games, like I was saying earlier, Hell Let Loose and PUBG. Those are games that, yeah. 100% I learned you can't do the COD wiggle and shoot. No. You don't want to move. That's the thing. You don't want to move when you're shooting. You want to be absolutely still. Otherwise, your accuracy, as soon as you move a hair, your accuracy goes out the window. It's one of those games where you want to move slowly. Like I was telling you, you're not going to be running. You might run to get to position, but then from there, you're going to be walking. They can hear footsteps, and the footsteps are loud in the game. So you want to quietly peek corners and get different angles, and it's not a running gun game at all. I have a blast on PC, and the game feels amazing and play very smooth and well made. Yeah, it is a great game, and that's why when I heard it was going to console, I'm like, wow, how is that going to work? How is that going to work, man? I played it very comfortably on controller, and not to be fair, son, and I was in TDM. Find the sweet spot. I imagine settings much lower than most games. Yeah, that's definitely one where I'd probably play with a lower sensitivity than a higher sensitivity, because it's not about snapping on people. It's about being accurate. But again, I'm gonna keep an eye on this game on console, because I'm really tempted. Well, I'm really, I wouldn't say excited. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to prevent people from using mouse and keyboard on console. I'm because if they can figure it out, if they can figure out some way to make sure that people aren't cheating with Chronuses and Zims and all these third-party adapters, why can't other companies do it? And if they're going to be the ones, the holy grail of anti-cheat, then will other companies hire them to do their anti-cheat as well? Because that's been a problem on PUBG for years, and Call of Duty, that's definitely another problem. But I don't think you're going to be able to keep all of them out of there. Definitely got to go slower. Oh yeah, it's a creep fest, man. And you always, if I can give you advice on those types of games, you always want to have your crosshair where their head's going to be. I see a lot of they keep it center mass, which it was fine for Call of Duty and things like that. But this is a game where you want to keep your crosshair when they come around that corner. You want to have it lined up so it's just a quick tap and that bullet's downrange. Because if you have to adjust and try to go from their midsection up to their head, they're going to pull off the shot before you. Always keep your crosshair where you think their head's going to be. I'm on a 1.2, 1.3 on Sense. Word on the street, aka rumor. Zim is instaban. Riot isn't playing around. But everyone says that. Everyone says instaban, right? Everyone says that if they get caught, they're banned immediately, right? But the problem is catching them. How do they determine who is on these things? If all these other companies have claimed that they were doing it and they can't figure it out, how is this company going to be any different? That's my question. Because every company says that they're going to shut down the Zims, shut down the Chronuses, things like that. But how? It's already working. That's what I've been trying to say. My logical explanation for why the other companies don't do this, they don't want to be, because cheating makes them money. Agree, they can say it, but we need proof, and people just tweeting or IG and reporting it doesn't make it true. Yeah, thank you, by the way, Subnuke. Thank you. That's it. I wasn't trying to be an asshole when I said that, but it's 100% true. Like, there's too many people that take what they read on the internet as fact, and they get burned. These people get burned a lot. I see it personally. But if the developer, if the company of the game is the one confirming things, it's not a rumor anymore. But until they say, yes, it happens, it's a rumor. Like if someone on the street says, "Oh, Beatdown likes to cool off in the winter by sticking his foot in a freezer in vanilla ice cream. That's how he likes to." Unless I confirm, it's a rumor. That's just how it works. So I wasn't trying to be an asshole. I know that it gets thrown around a lot. Rumor. But it's true. It's true. Unless the company that's doing it is saying it, it's still a rumor. It's just, it's hearsay. And I see a lot of that. There's a publication out there called Gaming Bible. They're the fucking worst. Absolute worst. They make shit up. Their headlines don't line up with what their story articles say. They're just the worst. And it's all about the clicks. Click, 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 click. So same thing. People just make random shit up because there's nobody out there. There's nobody out there saying, okay, you can't print this. It's not true. There's nobody doing that out there. So you could print anything that you want. I think we have a term for that. It's called alternative facts. So, I mean, I read a lot of stories all the time, but it's always this is what we hear. It's never the company confirmed today that this happened. And when that happens, I'm happy. I'm like, great. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, we get some, that article includes a live vid of a ban on console. Not with this company. Read up, look around, vids, articles, Twitch, clips, etc. You can literally see it. Can you fake a vids multiple? When you see quite a few, I'd say it's working. Yes, you can. Yes. I see AI shit going on every day now. I see, yeah. But I'm not, I guess I have to read the article to know exactly what you're talking about. Because banning or getting a Cronus or whatever, getting it 1 or 2 or 5 or 100 banned isn't all of them. That's the thing is what happens is people hook these things up improperly or they don't do what they're supposed to do and they make it easy for it to be visible. But the people that know what the fuck they're doing, they know how to hide these things. They know what to do. They know what software to put on it. They know there's ways around these things. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it a little bit more, but why fake 50 plus videos across different sources? What videos are we talking about? These videos of like a Cronus being banned in live time and like in real time or something? That doesn't really prove anything to me. That just says they got caught, I mean, I saw these videos in PUBG days. I saw the videos, Call of Duty a couple of years ago, where people are getting banned instantly, and I've seen these. So it's a couple of videos doesn't really tell me anything other than they got caught. But at the end of the day, it just still doesn't. I'm not concerned with it. I'm not concerned with it. I'm interested in knowing how they're going to do things differently or what their plan is, but they can't tell us. They never tell us. PUBG can't tell us. And I know why. It's because they can't tell us the way that they're doing things, because then these guys they'll get wise to it and they'll figure out another way to do it. But no, I agree with you, Metal. I agree that people are getting banned. That's what that tells me, is that people are getting banned. That's great. I like it. But at the end of the day, I think it would have been smarter for them to make it a mouse and keyboard game. Why don't you be the first on console? Why don't you be the first one on console to make a game mouse and keyboard only? Why not? Why not? If you want to extend your game to another platform, keep the gameplay the way that you normally would. I think that's why Counter-Strike died on consoles, is because no one wanted to play with a controller. Everyone wanted to play mouse and keyboard, even though it was available on these consoles that were way cheaper than a gaming PC. Playing a game with a controller that really wasn't designed to be played with a controller is not a good experience in my mind. That article is in MSN and has a Twitter video that shows a red screen that pops up and says cheater detected and kicks him from the match. Everyone has access to a mouse and keyboard. Everybody does. You can get a mouse and keyboard for half the price of a controller. Everybody has access to a mouse and keyboard. Everybody. You can go to Five Below. You can go to a dollar store and you can get a mouse and keyboard for for nothing. Everybody has access to a mouse and keyboard. My uneducated guess would say possibly their award-winning anti-cheat can't work that way. The problem is that their anti-cheat metal was designed for PC. It was designed to catch software cheats on PC. So it's not the same thing going to console, because now you're looking for hardware cheats, because there are no software cheats on console. It's hardware. So now they have to detect hardware, but you're talking about a company that was doing software for so long. So I know that they're award winning and all that, but they're award winning on a different platform doing different things. So shifting that over to console, it's a whole different ballgame, because you're not looking for software, you're looking for hardware bans. That's the hard part. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that there's a lot of additional information that needs to be looked at before you can just determine that it's going to happen. I'm the only one with a keyboard in my Xbox out of roughly 30 to 40 to play with. Right. But you could easily go to the store and grab one. That's what I'm saying. This is your, try not to get frustrated here. This is your hobby, right? This is your hobby. This is what you do for fun. So if you really want to play a game, you'll go out and you'll buy what you need to go play the game. So even though they don't have a mouse and keyboard, they can go to the store and buy one just as easily as they can go to the store and buy a new controller when they get stick drift. I'm just saying that, why don't they be industry leaders and make a game for a console that is mouse and keyboard only, like the first one in history? That way we could start blurring the lines between consoles and PCs, which are already pretty close. They're already pretty damn close. Consoles nowadays are basically just lower end computers. That's it. Then you could actually put them in the same lobbies as the regular PC people, because everybody's on the same input. It'd be great. That's just one. I don't ever take my word for it. You can get all the info the same way I did. But this point is that your friends could go down the street and spend less than $20 to get a mouse and keyboard. No, they won't be top of the line, but they have them. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But then again, like, just like anything else, if you want to have, better access to better equipment, then you go buy better equipment. There's no sides, simply from what I've read in my research. No, I'm not faulting you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that there's a lot more information that we need in order before we can say, okay, they're going to be able to pull this off. That video was put up by the head of the anti-cheat. I mean, that if the source is coming from the people that are telling you that they're doing the job, that's like the government saying, hey, we're doing a better job for you. Here's a video of us doing a better job. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. We trust you again. That's one of those situations where you want a third party coming in and saying, okay, we've actually verified, we've tested, we verified this does work. But getting the source from the company that's saying they're doing the job it's a little biased, isn't it? A little biased, a little bit. Make the shit viral. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying anybody's wrong here at all. I'm just saying, question everything. This is what I've been teaching my kids. Question everything. Are you aware of who we're talking about here? We're talking about Riot Games, I do believe, is the company, right? How do you win awards for anti-cheat if the third-party folks weren't? Bro, McAfee won awards. McAfee won awards all for anti-spyware nonsense on computer, and then guess who got caught doing stupid shit? McAfee. Just because they win awards doesn't mean that they're, I don't know, man. I think you're too trusting, Metal. I think you're too trusting. You got to question things. I don't know. I love you, brother. I love you, but I think you're too trusting when it comes to things like this. All I'm saying is that if the person that says, hey, I'm a good person, comes out and says, hey, guys, I have proof that I'm a good person. Here's a picture of me handing a homeless guy $50 the other day. I mean, I don't know, man. Just because they win awards doesn't mean that they're the best at what they do. I don't know. And again, we're talking about two different type of anti-cheat. Again, they won awards for their anti-cheat on PC. It's a different ball game going to console, because that is a different type of cheating. You can't put software on your console and change the game. Like on PC, you can get into the game code, you can change that, you can go root level kit, and you can change the way that it boots. You can do all this different stuff. Console, you can't do that. You put the disc in or whatever, you can't manipulate the game code. So you have to rely on these hardware things that manipulate the control input. You see how I'm saying? You see how that works? So the input is the way that they have to like determine by anomalies. Like, is this person, are their controls really wonky? Like, are things moving at light speed? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out, like how you would determine that. It's a completely different type of cheat system. No, I believe you. And again, but my point being is that just because they were award winners over here doesn't mean that they're going to be award winners over here. It's a different landscape. They're gaming, sure, but different ways of catching people cheating. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I see holes that need to be addressed. That's all. Thousands of industry folks say, okay, usually when someone says that they are something, in my opinion, they're a total opposite. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, Matt, is that and I'm not faulting them. I'm not saying that there's anybody wrong at Riot. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that when I see those things, I tend to question them. And again, I don't really care because I'm never going to play that game on console, but I'm just curious as how they're going to be able to keep it an even playing ground. That's all. That's all. And we'll see. We'll see. I'm super cool. Yeah, you are, Penguin. That's because you're a penguin. The majority says otherwise. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe I should I don't know how you find the time to do that kind of research, but maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to get in there and really dig in the internet and try to find things, but didn't you all want content? And again, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not frustrated with anybody. At the end of the day, I'm just curious as what they're going to do. What's the game plan? And so let's just say that all this happens, right? The award-winning company comes in, they win more awards, and they're like 90%. Let's just say we'll be humble and we'll say 90%. They're able to remove 90% of cheaters from their game, right? Do you think anybody else in the industry is going to come forward and say, okay, they're doing a fantastic job, can we hire you guys to do that? Or do you think that that's something that they're like, oh, we'll figure it out on our own, because like Metal's saying that his opinion is that he thinks that they want to make money by allowing cheaters to continue doing what they're doing. I would love to see a world where there's no cheaters, period, but that's not realistic. That's not realistic. Then check what read elsewhere, then check that, etc. It's exhausting sometimes. Yeah, I can imagine. I just don't have the time for it. I do a lot of reading. A lot of reading on stories of games and things like that, but I try not to go down rabbit holes because I end up 3 hours in and I still haven't gone anywhere further than just the one thing. So it's tough. All right, well, maybe we should have you as our resident journalist. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe you could be our journalist and do some fact checking for us. That'd be nice. Energy is something I follow and hope becomes a standard. Oh yeah, since the Punk Buster days. The problem is that no matter what, there's always going to be somebody out there smarter than the next guy. So these guys can come up with some crazy anti-cheat that nobody can crack, and then somewhere down the line someone's going to crack it, and then it's worthless. As soon as somebody cracks it, it's worthless. Done. Ever since this guy showed me Valorant, I've been on the anti-cheat thing. Oh, I got you. I read a new book at least every week. That's right, Matt. Yes. I try to read books as well. Old-timey books. I'm reading Sherlock Holmes right now. I'm having a good time with it. Matter of fact, let's see, what time is it now? 85 degrees. If it gets any warmer outside, I think I'm going to spend about an hour or two out there getting some things done. And then I'm going to come in for the evening and I'm going to read until the wife gets home. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited about that. I've been working on videos and crap the last couple of days. So I'm ready to do something different, man, especially when I'm outside. I'm reading Billy the Kid and about the brush. I gave up. I'm kind of the opposite, Metal. I gave up on the anti-cheat thing just because there was just no, you're gonna be able to keep majority of the people out, but you're always gonna have the guys that the only thing they want to do in their life is be good at video games. And since they can't do it naturally, they're going to find ways to cheat. Whether they tell themselves they're cheating or not, there's always gonna be those guys that no matter what, they have to cheat in order to feel like they're superior, I guess. A God complex, if you will. But yes, most people are going to get caught one way or another because they just, they don't do the research like Metal. They just go buy this adapter that one of their buddies told them to go buy at Kmart. And is Kmart even a thing still? They're going to plug it in their console, they're going to do their thing, and they're going to get caught. But the people that really know what they're doing, they know how to hide these things, and they keep up with the news of the anti-cheat scene so that they can try to stay ahead of it. Those are the guys that are always going to be elusive. But I would love for them to get caught. I think at this point in the game, especially when it comes to streamers and the pros, I would like to see them get outed. There's a handful of websites out there that claim, this and that. And I see what they're seeing, but I don't know if it's enough evidence to say that some of these guys are cheating. Some of them, absolutely. There is just no way that they can deny cheating. But I don't know. I think after the whole Nadia thing, we can't really trust Call of Duty. We can't trust Activision at all. I mean, how many times did she get caught? Even at their LAN party, she got caught, Anyhow, we just can't. There's a lot of companies out there we just can't trust. But I would love to see, going forward, we only go back to the days of the tar and feathering people to prove a fucking point and to deter people from doing the same shit. If they get caught cheating, they need to publicly come out and say, I'm a cheater. I'm a worthless piece of, no. But they need to be like, the companies need to come forward and say, hey, listen, we just got rid of 3 top level streamers. We had to remove them and ban them because they were caught cheating. I mean, I think that would do wonders for the industry. But what Metal's saying, in his opinion again, was that he thinks that they allow them to cheat to make more money. The more pros, the more people streaming at a high level, the more advertising you get for your game, the more people might pick it up. But I don't know. We can't make them do things. But that, in my opinion, that's what I would love to see. I would love to see them outed in a way where nobody else would want to have it happen. Let's go fucking viral with this shit, right? Let's shame these people on a viral level. You tried to fool us, you got caught, boom, there you go. Like the olden days when you'd steal something, doesn't matter how small or how cheap or how expensive it was, you got caught stealing something, they lop your hand off. I don't want to go to those extremes, but I'm saying we got to out these people in a way where nobody else is going to want to do it. Like, oh shit, he got caught. I'm done. That's what we need, man. That's what we need to do. We got to change this fucking industry. Let's go. I was intrigued that they were able to do it so well and that no other company will implement it, just like you said. Yeah. The Book of Fire Rings. Let's read. I start streaming. Valorant. Well, good. I hope so. That's going to be a market, a niche market right now that you might want to jump on, and then let everyone know you are playing console Valorant. So people know that, okay, this guy's playing my version of the game, and I want to see how he does. I want more information on this. Because I think the people that are watching the PC people play the game are going to be in for a not so nice surprise when they actually get it on console with a controller. I think they're watching it being played one way, and then they're going to get in here and they're going to try to mimic that gameplay, and it's not going to work out very well because they're on controller. So if you were going to stream it, I would start doing it immediately, and I would advertise the shit out of you. You're playing on the console version of the game, so people find you and want to watch you continue to play. That's just my advice to you. Gotta be a money only explanation. That makes sense. Funny thing is that with this game in particular, with all the again the pros and all the tournaments and as big as it's blown up over the last few years, I think they're doing well. They're not doing Activision Call of Duty well, but I mean they also haven't had a series that's been out for over 20 years. I think they're doing just fine where they can show the industry, hey, listen, we can cut out the cheaters and we can make just as much money as the next guy. You should follow suit. Love that it drives you. Listen, man, the wife and I were having a conversation about this the other day. I know you guys love my stories about the wife and I and the little conversations we have, but we're both kind of fed up with the way the world works in texting. Everything is a fucking abbreviation. Everything's abbreviation, and it's confusing as shit. Because if you're just getting to the conversation and someone's abbreviating every other word, we have no idea what is going on. And I'll do this when I'm reading chat, and the wife will do it. She'll come to me and she's like, "What the fuck does this mean?" Usually it's Big Al Mac, but it's just everything's abbreviated, and we're trying to we're going through maybe it stands for this. Oh no! And then after 5-6 minutes, we're like, oh, it means this. Okay, that's cool. Well, guess what? If you would have just fucking typed it out, we wouldn't have been playing this game of can you determine what I've just typed out. So when I see a lot of and then there's abbreviations for video games on different platforms. How many times have you guys been in a conversation where someone's talking about GOW, right? What does GOW stand for? What are the abbreviations of GO? This will be interesting. This will be a little experiment for all you guys out there. I want to know if you in the gaming world, what does the abbreviation of GOW stand for? Ah, there it is, right there. There it is. Thank you, guys. Look at that. So the Xbox guy says Gears of War. The PlayStation guy says God of War. See what I'm talking about? It gets so confusing because there's overlapping abbreviations, and then some abbreviations are abbreviated for I don't know why, but but yeah, see that's what I'm saying. So if you get into a conversation where people are talking about, oh, GOW is one of the greatest games ever, tell me more. Because it works for both, right? God of War was an amazing PlayStation game, and it was also an amazing Xbox game over here, Gears of War. So it's tough because sometimes you don't know what people are talking about. But that's probably the perfect example right there is GOW in the gaming world. It means something different to everybody else. It's a tough one. So we're to the point now where we're like, why are people abbreviating such random stuff? Like, I see as fuck all the time. Everything's as fuck. Just AF. That one I get now. But man, people are abbreviating, they're abbreviating one word. And it's like, wait, why are you shortening the word because you don't want to type out 3 more letters? I don't. So it's nothing that you're doing wrong, Penguin, but again, I used to play a game that was a Valorant of something or other. It was a shooter game. It was a free-to-play shooter game in the late 2000s. So when you say Val or Valor, I'm thinking of something completely different. Now, I'm just gonna look. I'm looking at a game in front of me here. Now, if the game is if Rolling Hills make sushi, okay, we're probably gonna want to condense that down to just make sushi, right? Just to save some time. But if the word is Valorant, why shorten it? Just a question. Not mad at you. Just. Oh. Okay, Dad. Back in my day. That's right. Gears changed to just being Gears. Well, yeah, obviously. But I mean, I was there during the process of that. But I mean, when people would talk about it, it would still be GOW. They wouldn't call it Gears. It was always abbreviated. A lot of these games are all abbreviated. So, as Kevin from the office says, why use many word when less word work? Because I'm trying to say it in a way where I don't come off as angry, as an angry old man, or that I'm shaming you. Because I'm not. I'm just making an observation. That's all. An observation. But the wife and I did have that conversation. Like, when did we get to the point? Because You guys remember the old texting, right? Where you had to hit the same button 3 times to get a different letter, and the texting took forever, right? So you would abbreviate things. Now you have a full keyboard and a large screen. Like, so why didn't we get back to typing things out normally? Now, there's a lot of people I do converse with that will type things out, but then I also have the handful that abbreviate and shorten everything down to 2 words. A whole paragraph now is 2 words. A buddy of mine abbreviated the Doctor Strange movie. Our group was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Yeah, I know. Good old T9. I'm thinking more like Nokia. I'm thinking more of the Nokia. What is it? 9300. The old blue brick. I watched a guy drill a hole. He's on a YouTube video. Drill a hole through the center of this thing, and it still worked. Yeah, I mean, they're indestructible phones. They survive in the huge tournaments and esports mostly, so having a good anti-cheat is crucial for longevity in that environment. That's what they went for. I mean, I can't blame them. I hate abbreviations as much as I hate when grown men say or write lol. I do it to drive my wife nuts, and let me tell you, it works. She hates lol. And then I'll add the Z, lols, just to be stupid. Uh-oh, what happened? I got on a little rant again, and I forgot to read chat. Love that it drives you. That's right, Penguin. You just keep doing it. I think I only got 1 spam bot last night. And we do it live on Twitch community channel. No cap, that's bussin'. How about when anybody writes a whole paragraph and abbreviates the last 2 words? Yeah, that was. It's almost like they're just like, I want this conversation to be over. Blah blah. Done. Get out of here. T9 was the texting method where you had to press the same button over and over to get to the. Oh, is that what it was called? T9. Okay. At least let you hit the button once and made the words. The triple tap was amazing. Yeah, they got better, and then they started to come out with you guys remember the Sidekick? It was the phone that you hit the button. I think that was the and the screen would flip up, kind of up and over, so that you had now, or maybe it slid. There was a couple phones. One actually like flipped, but there was one that would slide up, and you had the keyboard underneath, and that was awesome. But I had the BlackBerry. I had Blackberries for a few years, and I loved the BlackBerry phones. They were amazing. Amazing. Is 9:30 a.m. too early for a beer? No. You don't have a beer holder in the shower? You don't have a shower beer? Am I the only one that has a shower beer in the morning? Interesting. Yeah, go get yourself a beer, man. You worked hard for it. Go get it. The Switchblade phone. I think the game snap started it all. Did anybody have the Nokia? Was it the N-Gage? The N-Gage. It was a phone, but it was actually like a Game Boy, and it played different games. I remember playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on it. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. But I remember it was a Nokia phone that played games. It was like its own. They were trying to be like their own console, their own handheld console thing. But I don't know. That's way old. Add whiskey to the coffee. Yes. I usually go for Bailey's myself. Nextel guy, same here. I used to sell those. I used to sell Nextels. I sold every phone out there. I was in a sales contest for was it AT&T or Verizon? It might have been Verizon. It was Verizon. It was a Verizon sales contest in the early 2000s, and I had sold enough phones that I was invited, me and another salesperson from another store. There was just 2 of us. Were invited to watch a pre-screening of the Men in Black movie, whatever one it was that came out at that time. So it was just me and this other guy I didn't know, sitting in a movie theater by ourselves. Well, there was a couple representatives there as well. Watching this movie. So I'm watching this movie with some guy I don't even know. A movie that was, you know, because I won a sales contest. I felt like I lost. I really did. But we sold a shit ton of phones, man. It was everybody that walked in the door. And I was in car audio. So I was car audio / cell phones. So whenever somebody would come, there was always an incentive to sell these phones, and I'm willing to put an extra $20 in my pocket whenever I can. So when they would come in and buy a stereo from me or whatever, I'm like, hey, you want to, you know, get a cell phone? Here's a promotion, whatever. I'd be signing motherfuckers up. So like they're like, oh yeah, I've had 3 more customers than you because I was like, I don't care. I just sold this high-end radio, made this kickback, and then I sold a phone and got another kickback. So while you had your 3 customers, I made more money than you. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. You know, I had to build rapport with 1 person, not 3. Can't believe the tech didn't catch on. Would be cool today. I assume all carriers would adopt it. Nope, wonder why. Yeah, I don't know either. I think now I think the whole chirping thing, I don't know if that would have lived on because now people don't really want to have conversations. It's all texting. Everything's gone to text. Not many people actually talk on the phone anymore. And does anybody remember? I think they had some like do not disturb that you could do on some of the phones, but anybody accidentally hit their phone and chirp somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning, or you're sleeping and all of a sudden, 2 o'clock in the morning, someone, like, what the fuck is going on? I think that's probably it was just a little too invasive. But I did like it. It worked, especially for businesses, and I think that's why Nextel did so well with groups of people, business professionals, or even like the construction workers. That's where I saw a lot of it was the construction workers would have them so that they can be back and forth, especially when like they're trying to line things up and it looks good. It looks okay. I think the technology just didn't catch on because for civilians is because people just don't want to be bothered by that chirping constantly. I liked it though. I thought it was cool. Sony Ericsson made one of the interface with the PS3. Never understood why salespeople I work with didn't pay attention to the spiffs. If you're not paying attention, if you're not maximizing your sales, you're just not it's just not working for you. Go do something else. Whenever you had a sales meeting, and then they put spiffs on old product, right? Things that they need to get rid of, get it off the shelf. You know, you can go as low as this price and we'll give you up to this amount of money to just get rid of it. Those were what I focused on every time. If there's a car that's been on the lot for over 90 days, I'd go right to the list. Every day I'd print a new list of cars that were over 90 days. And I'd look at ones that were coming up. And I wouldn't say shit to anybody. This is all for me, right? And I'd go through and I'd mark these cars out, and I'd send a couple of them that had been sitting there for a while. I'd send them into the wash bay to have them all spruced up, looking nice, and I have them pulled around to a certain spot where and then I'd immediately go show people these cars. Immediately show them the cars because I want that money, man. I want to make the money on the sale, but I also want to get kickbacks, spiffs, anything I can. Maximize your commission. I loved it. I miss it. I really do, but I'd never go back. I chirped a guy who was at a funeral. See, that's what I'm saying. That's probably why it didn't work out too well. I did that to my boss. He was so pissed, but it was funny at the time. But there was 3 of us in the van waiting to go to the job site. He had to go into the bank to pull some cash out because I think it was Friday. He was going to pay us later that day, whatever. Yeah, so he's standing in line in the bank, and I grab my phone, and I'm like, give me all your money. He turned his phone off. He came out. He was fucking red. He was so mad. He's like, you ever do that again, you're fucking fired. I'm like, okay. And I turn around, I'm giggling with the guys in the back. He's like, shut up. Oh, the dumb shit I used to do. Yeah, I'm old. I'd rather talk. Can't hear tone and context via text. Shit gets fucked up real quick, in my opinion. I'd rather call. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. The problem is that by the time I'm ready to talk to somebody I like, I've already had 4 or 5 phone call conversations with companies or people I didn't like. And at that point, the day is over. I'm done. I don't want to talk to anybody. Here, send me a text. I hate talking on the phone. Please text me. You shit a man in a funeral. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Have your phone off, man. You learn your lesson. And your manager loved you for it. I ended up becoming the manager. Yeah, everywhere I went. Autocorrect the bones, and I got thrown by paying attention to the old inventory moving it. Yeah, absolutely, man. He was 100% giggling internally. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I got a bonus that day. Here's $10 for being funny. If it's quick, text. If it's a novel, call me. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Xbox customer service make me so livid when I talk to them on the phone. Man, I do everything in my power to avoid calling any companies at all. It's a shit fest, man. I'm old. I don't like text or phone calls. I'm like, why are you calling me? But then again, I'm also like, why the fuck you text me 20 times? And then after a few days of no calls or no text, you're like, why doesn't anybody love me? Because you told them to stop calling and texting you. That's okay. I keep telling the wife, if I lost my phone, I wouldn't give a shit. I lost my phone yesterday for a few hours, and it was the most freeing ever. The wife's like, you want me to help you? You want me to call the phone and help you? Nope, I'm good. She's like, aren't you missing important things? Probably. Don't care. I don't want to look at my phone today. But you haven't had your phone. You know, there's a lot of importance. I don't care. I don't care. I'm taking a break. Luckily, I think I purposely left it in the car, and I went and got it, and yeah. Well, then I had to spend an hour fixing everything. But still. Come to your chat just to comment one word at a time now. There you go. And hopefully he's keeping track. So every half hour, we're going to come in and drop another word. So after his 3-hour stream, he gets the full sentence. I like that idea. I think we should all do that. Why do we schedule this 30-minute meeting that could have been an email? Yeah, that's also true. So my wife was telling me, she keeps calling these things huddles. I got to go to my morning huddle. I have to go to this. I'm like, are you talking about a meeting? She goes, yeah, it's a meeting, but it's a short meeting, so we call it a huddle. I'm like, do you guys all stand around in the break room or something in a huddle? Like, how does that work? She's like, no, it's just like a regular meeting. I'm like, well, why do you call it a huddle then? She's like, that's what they call it. I'm like, you need to be different. You need to change the term. If it's not a huddle, it's a meeting. And unless you guys are huddling up, it's a meeting. I was like, are there snacks? Yeah, sometimes people bring donuts or bagels. It's a meeting. It's not a huddle. I'll give my wife shit. Meeting a Schedule A meeting. Yes. 1, 2, 3, break. That's right. Sales. ABCs of sales. Anyone know what that is? I use it a lot. I change it up for games when we're playing. A lot of the times, like when we're playing PUBG, it's ABB, always be boosting. The ABCs of closing is always be closing. That's the ABCs of sales. Always be closing. That's your goal, is to constantly be closing sales. Yep. Always be closing. Always beat the customer out of their money. I was trained that every time a customer walks in the door, you look at them as a $100 bill. A $100 bill. Are you going to be able to get that $100 bill out of their pocket? That was in the movie. What movie? I've been trying to but there's copyright protection and crap like that. But there's a certain part of a movie that I would love to show you guys that was always shown to us as salespeople. And it's a big one in the sales world. Alec Baldwin's speech in this movie is amazing, and I love it. I would love to show it to you guys and kind of give you guys an inside look at the brain of a salesperson. And that's still on my list of things to do, but I got to figure out how to get around this copyright protection nonsense. Subnuke knows it. Yep. Always be closing. That's right. Put the coffee down. What? The coffee is for closers. Put the coffee down. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. It's a great goddamn. Yes, coffee's for closers. We used to have T-shirts that said that for a sales meeting. Coffee is for closers. I wonder if I still have it. Yep, that's where a lot of that comes from. Is that movie in particular? Anyhow, the movie itself wasn't. It was okay. It was all right. A lot of great names in the movie, but that scene in particular is the best. Absolutely the best. Matter of fact, I think we need to do an emote on that one. We're going to do that right next to the Pornhub quality control. Okay, there you go. I like it a lot. Those are words to live by. And guess who's always drinking coffee? You know what I haven't had in a while? Breakfast. This bar has been sitting here for like 2 weeks, I want to say. And it's going to remain there. All right, so I want to leave you guys with just a couple things. Number one, thank you, Metal Josh, for the back and forth banter. I love you, brother. Only you and I can do that and not get mad and stomp out of the room. And only you and I can go back and forth like that and still shake hands at the end of the day. I'm easy to get along with. But that was a very good conversation about anti-cheat. I don't even know how we got on the subject, but that's the beauty of this morning program I do for you guys, is we start over here and then we end up way over here in left field. And I love it. So that was a good conversation. I don't think anybody's wrong in the situation. I think it's one of those we need to just wait and see. We need to wait and see exactly what's going to happen. But no, regardless of your opinion on anti-cheat, it needs to be the game needs to be upped on anti-cheat. We need these companies to do everything in their power to make sure we're playing their game on a level playing field. So as a matter of fact, I would love to see these companies get together, have like a summit, anti-cheat summit every year, and all the big names get together and they kind of like they work together to try to make their anti-cheat better. You know, they could be separate from each other, but you know, here's some ideas. Here's some things we've been kicking around. What have you been working on? Here's what we've been working on. Here's this, here's that. I would love to see something like that start to take place. So these guys that are cheating, or the people that make these cheats, start to sweat a little bit more. And shutting down multi-million-dollar companies that sell these cheats is a great start. Great start. But is it for optics? Is it legit? Is it really something that's happening? Or is this just to make us consumers go, oh, thank God, they're handling the situation? We don't know. Could just be theatrics. We don't know. That's how it should be. If you respect someone, you can do it. Oh, yeah. I thick skin, man. You know how many times I've been screamed at by customers in my face? I'm pretty even keel at this point. Besides, my knuckles can't take anymore. I have old man knuckles, man. It would turn into a microtransaction summit. Why? Because so each company can sell their little bits and pieces of their handshake. Yeah, I know. I agree. I 100% agree with you, Metal. 100%. And the search for games continues. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but there's a lot of stuff that I would play non-streaming, but maybe I need to just start playing these games that I assume that you guys wouldn't be interested in watching. And if you guys don't watch, you don't watch it. But we got to start doing something. I do enjoy just talking with you guys in the morning. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Valheim. My fingers do get tired. I'll bet, man. I'll bet I could just keep it going. So I'm still looking for recommendations. Metal, you had a ton of them earlier, and I looked through a handful of them. I would like to see you guys start streaming some newer stuff as well. Subnuke with Valorant yesterday was fantastic. I was in there most of the time. I was actually in Gray Zone checking some things out and waiting for some people to come online while I was watching him, and I ended up just staying there pretty much the whole time. For gaming, you should be streaming, clip and post everything. You like simulators? Not really. Oddly enough, Power Wash Simulator or whatever was actually a fun game, but I would never stream a game like that. It is, to a viewer, like, to me it was fun and I enjoyed it. It was an ASMR type, you know, just cleaning things. Made, I don't know, it was a fun experience for me. I know it kind of sounds weird, but it's a game that I think you guys would be bored out of your fucking minds watching me play. Oh, you missed a spot. Oh, you missed it. It used to be sub new going, oh, you missed a spot, rip. I say that, but I don't stick to it either. Yeah, Metal, I'm with you on that. I only see you in particular stream PUBG or Tarkov, but I don't ever see any other games. Have you ever thought about playing other games, or do you only want to stream when you have like a group of people to play with? Like I was nervous about doing that at first, as I always wanted to play with other people, because more people means more voices, more banter, better content, right? But because I moved over to PC, I've limited myself to the amount of people I can play games with. So a lot of the times I play games by myself, single player campaigns or multiplayer games by myself, whatever. It's a different vibe. It is a different vibe, but I talk enough that I can get away with that. Not saying that you don't. I'm just saying that I think more people should be able to play and stream single player games or try new things out, not necessarily with a group of people. So that's my challenge to you, Metal. Stream a game that doesn't require anybody else and talk to us. That way you can focus more on your chat too. Play a lot of simulators like gas station sim and shit. Oh, okay. My son was playing that gas station simulator. And oddly enough, he works at a gas station now. He actually took a job because it paid more money. Smart kid. He actually works at a gas station now, doing exactly what was in the game. So we kind of joke about that a little bit. I just like streaming when I have others. No, I got you. That's fine. Penguin, I'll reach through the screen. I like playing with people, and I hate single player games. Think about putting together a retro tour to stream. Like going through like a retro game tour, like starting with playing certain games on a console and then trying to move your way up. I did think about doing that, but I didn't know how do you do that? Do you do that like you play a handful of games on one console one day, or do you do what you try to stretch that out for a full week and you try to do like one console per week? Like there's so many things you can do there. Usually makes for a better vibe and content. I play single player games, but not on stream. Police Simulator. Oh, that'd be a good one. My biggest reason for streaming is social interaction. I'm old. I don't have a large social circle, so that's what I'm here for. I got you. Yeah, pick a franchise and go back and play through the story. Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't mind playing the single player games. I'd much rather have the banter with other people, but I can make certain games fun. RoboCop was a blast. I mean, how many people were here to watch the playthrough of RoboCop? I had a lot of fun with that game. And I still for last year, I think that's one of my, yeah. I think my top two games for last year, Alan Wake 2 and RoboCop. Those are both extremely fun games, but also single player. Like the yap, and I can't really do that by myself. Are you kidding me? I think most people are here because I can talk to myself. They just want to watch me slowly deteriorate into my own psychosis. Alan Wake, best game never finished. Yes. Are you in the same? Are you making fun of me, or are you saying that you're in the same boat? I can't get past the very last part. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, make fun. Okay, that's fine. I can't get. I revisited the other day because the DLC's out and I want to play the new DLC, but I want to finish the game first. But I sit in there for 20 minutes killing these stupid things, and they don't end. I run out of ammo, and I'm meleeing things. I'm running over here, running over there, trying to. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I guess I got to watch a video. I get too focused on what I'm doing if I'm by myself. All by myself. I keep saying I'd run through Remnant 2 with you. It's not you, sub. It's not you. It's not you. Some of these games, once I put them on the shelf, I just can't get them back out again. And even years later, I look at these games like, oh yeah, I haven't bought like discs. I haven't bought game discs in years. So I have a bunch up there for the Xbox One, and I go in there from time to time, and I'm like, what looks interesting today? There's a couple games in there that I know I need to get back into. I need to finish Cyberpunk. I actually bought a game to play with Metal Josh. What was it? It was one of the Ghost Recon games. I went and bought it to play with Metal, and we never got around to playing it together. That's sitting in there. I got a couple other 360 games that I was going to stream for you guys at one point. Army of Two. You guys remember that game? Breakpoint. I don't even know. I think I own that game now. I don't know. I think I bought it at some point. But yeah, Metal and I were talking about a handful of games we were going to play through together, and then it just never happened. There's still time. We're still both alive, so it could still technically happen. I haven't been out of game for almost 15 years. There's plenty of games that I could play for the first time, but I feel like an idiot being live playing a 12-year-old game for the first time. Oh, no, man, no. You're fine. I have been playing video games all my life, and for many years, because my kids were so little and I was working so much, I didn't go out. I didn't really do anything. We didn't really leave the house. And I'm a night owl. It's hard for me to go to bed early, and it's hard for me to wake up in the morning. But when everyone fell asleep, that was my time. I gamed every night for at least an hour. And then I'd sneak into bed and I'd try to get some shut eye, and then I'm right back up in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock, ready to go. So I haven't really missed gaming at all. I just haven't played everything, which is weird, because if you look at my gamer score, you'd think that I'd played every game ever made. But I played a lot of fucking games. That's why when I play games, I'm like, oh, I can compare this to this, all these games. And then there's other ones out there that I'm like, man, I don't remember that game. I started playing one yesterday just because I've been there's this game that's been bothering me. It's one of those, I asked you guys a question a few months ago. Name a game that you never finished because the game save got corrupted or deleted or lost. And there was a game on there, and I think we came to the conclusion it was called Time Shift. It was not. And I finally figured out the game. It's called Singularity. It was on the 360 and probably the PlayStation 3. You go to some Russian site, a Black Ops site or something, and because there's some radioactive activity going on. And then you find out that there's like time traveling stuff going. It was really, really weird. And you can jump back and forth between different time periods. It's called Singularity, but that was the game. I finally found it, and I got it on my emulator last night, checking it out to see if I could do a playthrough for you guys. But you lose sound sometimes. There's a lot of quirkiness with some of the characters. I'll have to get the original version on the 360 and play it that way. But anyhow, it's not you, it's me. I haven't been out. Let's do it. I was free yesterday all day and Friday morning this week. All right, Friday. Okay, let's try to put something together Friday. I don't think I got anything going on this week that's going to prevent me from doing that. Let me put you down here. Metal on Friday. There you go. Let's try to find a game to play, brother. The Xbox, I tried putting it on the TV and doing some things, and it didn't work out too well, so I got to get it back on this setup here. Always loved games, but was a broke bitch and couldn't afford a system. Yeah, I worked a lot and I made a lot of money. So like, I'm not bragging. I'm saying like, we didn't go anywhere. So like the bills were paid, everything was, so I had a little bit, hard to believe, I had a little bit of disposable income, even though I had 3 kids at the time. So that was my hobby. That was the only thing that I could do to, decompress after a long day. So I would buy the newest consoles. I would buy a lot of games. Renting games was a big thing. Especially when the consoles were new. I'd always go out and rent a game. Always. I was constantly renting games. I tried GameFly. That took forever to get a disc to get back and forth. So you're always wasting a week of I don't know. So I played a lot of stuff just because I had a little bit of money and I couldn't go anywhere. Like there were years where we didn't go out and do anything. It was just all focused on the kids. Now the kids are getting older. Yeah. And they're moving on. They're paying for their own stuff. So I have, a little bit of money again. It's nice. Hog available some days during the week now as well. I've been trying to line up with Hog. He's a hard guy to get with. I tried getting him for games Thursday and Friday last week. He said Friday was a no-go. Thursday he'd have to let me go, but I never heard from him again. But the schedule that he was telling me about, and he had to do all these ride-alongs, and he's trying to get, prepared for his test or whatever. I just assume that he's probably going to be out for a little while. But I've tried lining up some games with Hog. It's just he's a busy guy, so I get it. And Rowdy home during the day still as well. I like Rowdy, but I don't know. Rowdy only plays 2 games, right? Just PUBG and Tarkov. So I'm limited. See, again, I'm limited to playing with certain people because they either don't have the games that I want to play or they don't want to play the games that I want to play. So it's tough. It's tough. Went from PS2 to PS5 in one jump. Only thing I had in between was the Wii. Ghost Recon Breakpoint was a good game. I still say Wildlands was better, though, but John Bernthal made Breakpoint good as a villain. I'm always buying a game and playing it once. Yeah. Is Pat still around? He is not. No. I'm working on something with him right now. We have been in contact. To let you know, the family's doing well. His pool career is doing very, very well. He's having a lot of fun with that. He left. He had to make a decision because he can only have one hobby with the family stuff he's got going on. So he unfortunately had to give up the gaming aspect of things. But he's out playing pool right now, and he's very good. He's a good player. So he's got stuff going on. So been grinding, new job. Pat live on Facebook. It's pool playing. Yes, absolutely. Rowdy will play whatever. He may not enjoy it as much as Tarkov, but he'll try anything. Okay, good. That's good to know. All right. Well, then that gives us a way to go. But I'm working on something with Pat. I'm going to try to. I won't say anything. I won't say anything until I know for sure. But I'm working on something because I miss Buddy. I miss my buddy Pat, and he was a big part of the channel when I first started. So I'd like to get him back for at least a day. Just a day. Come back and hang with us, man. Absolutely, I will. Absolutely. Say someone know if it's cross and on PSN. I'm sometimes willing to try. We have some games coming up. Not enough, obviously, but we have a lot of games coming up that are going to be crossplay with PC and console. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next few months. Where I'll be able to get back in here with these with you guys that are still on console. Run through like single player, whatever. Let me know. Let me know if there's anything out there. I have a handful of games here that I either not really sure would be a good streaming game, like Harold Halibut. I streamed that demo and I had the lowest viewership on that demo than any of the others, so I decided not to stream it. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe I should play that. Maybe I should. I don't know. Still Wakes the Deep. That sounds interesting. Maybe I should stream that for you guys. And Isanzo. That's a game that I would love to play with some of you guys in the morning. So I don't think there's crossplay though with console. Either way. Support the homies. That is right, man. Absolutely. In any way that you can. Facts. That's right. Facts. All right. I'm going to call it a day right there. YouTube needs to leave me alone. Stop it. I'm trying to find somebody to raid for you guys, but I don't see anybody. There's literally nobody on right now. I'm headed to work, sir. Good, yeah. Absolutely, man. You too. I'm heading out as well. I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to get done today. I got 3 videos I'm working on. I got projects outside I got to get done. I have a huge day. So, unfortunately, there's nobody streams anymore. It's too bad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave you guys to your thoughts. I'm gonna leave you to your thoughts. There you go. All right. I want you guys to all have a fantastic day. If I come up with some games to play, we'll probably stream something tomorrow. It's Wednesday, and I have a longer day that I can dedicate to some streams. So possibly tomorrow, depending on what's going on, we'll stream something, whether it be with you guys or single player game, something. We'll focus on some gaming tomorrow for a little bit, and I'll let you guys know what that is. So with that being said, guys, I want you all to have a fantastic day. I love you all. Peace out.